Ladies and gentlemen, the Great Plains Radio Theater Project is on the air. Live from the Cargill Auditorium on the campus of Western Iowa Tech Community College in Sioux City, Iowa, the Great Plains Radio Theater Project presents an afternoon of live radio drama from the golden age of radio. First, we take you to a plantation in the steaming jungles of the Amazon, where a creeping army of voracious ants threatens the lives of every living being. Next, we'll present an episode of the Candy Matson private detective series originating in San Francisco, California on the NBC network entitled The Cable Car Murder. And after our station break, we will return with an episode of the hilarious comedy series Fibber McGee and Molly entitled Fibber's Closet. We'll bring you our first drama, but first, ladies and gentlemen, a word from our sponsors.
I love Bosco, it's rich and chocolatey. Chocolate flavored Bosco is mighty good for me. Mama puts it in my milk for extra energy. Bosco gives me iron and sunshine vitamin D. Oh, I love Bosco, that's the drink for me.
Bosco chocolate cocoa is cooked with sanitary steel vats when the minor ingredients and flavoring are added separately by way of a custom blender. Malt extract is added, which is combined with Bosco cocoa powder to yield the distinctive Bosco taste. Have your mom pick up a jar of Bosco chocolate syrup mix for your breakfast energy drink. That's why children are singing,
I love Bosco, it's rich and chocolatey. Chocolate flavored Bosco is mighty good for me. Mama puts it in my milk for extra energy. Bosco gives me iron and sunshine vitamin D. Oh, I love Bosco, that's the drink for me.
Mr. Clean gets rid of dirt and grime and grease in just a minute.
Mr. Clean will clean your whole house and everything that's in it.
Floors, doors, walls, halls, sidewall tires, and old golf balls.
Sink, stove, bathtubs he'll do. He'll even help clean laundry too.
Mr. Clean gets rid of dirt and grime and grease in just a minute.
Clean will clean your whole house, everything that's in it.
Can he clean a kitchen sink?
Quicker than a wink.
Can he clean a window sash?
Faster than a flash.
Can he clean a dirty mirror?
He'll make it bright and clearer.
Can he clean a diamond ring?
Mr. Clean cleans anything.
Mr. Clean gets rid of dirt and grime and grease in just a minute. Mr. Clean will clean your whole house and everything that's in it. Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
Well, it's almost spring here in the Siouxland, and soon a regular visitor will be arriving from warmer parts of the world. To welcome them back, one of our Great Plains radio jazz singers pays tribute to our red-breasted friends. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Kami Brown.
When the red robin comes bobbing along, there'll be no more sobbing when he starts throbbing his old sweet song. Wake up, you sleepyhead, get up, get out of bed, cheer up, the sun is red, live, love, laugh and be happy. What if I was blue? Now I'm walking through fields of flowers. May glisten, but still I listen for hours and hours. I'm just a kid again, doing what again, singing a song. When the red robin comes bobbing along. There'll be no more sobbing when he starts throbbing his old sweet song. Wake up, you sleepyhead. Get up, get out of bed. Cheer up, the sun is red. Live, love, laugh, and be happy. What if I was blue? Now I'm walking through fields of flowers. Rain may glisten, but still I listen for hours and hours. I'm just a kid again, doing what I did again, singing a song. When the red robin comes bob bobbing, the red robin comes bob bobbing, red robin comes bob bobbing along.
Amy Brown. Thank you, Kami. Stay tuned for Escape. You are isolated on a remote plantation in the steamy Amazon jungle, and an immense army of ravenous ants is closing in on you, swarming in to eat you alive. A deadly black army of which there is no escape. Escape is carefully contrived to free you from the four walls of today for a half hour of high adventure. Today, we escape to the Amazon in a creeping, crawling terror, as Carl Stevenson told it in his gripping story, Leiningen versus the Ants.
I had first met Leiningen while performing my duty as district commissioner. As my boat neared his plantation landing, I saw him upon the riverbank, regarding me with mild interest. A great hulk of a man with bristling gray hair, bulky nose, and pale eyes. His entire appearance somehow suggested an aging and shabby eagle. He escorted me to the terrace, and I had a drink brought. I came quickly to my point of my visit and issued my warning. Leiningen puffed placidly at a huge cigar and listened as I told him. And unless they alter their course, and there's no reason why they should, they'll reach your plantation in 2 days at the latest.
Uh-huh. Well, it was decent of you pedaling all this way just to give me that tip.
Tip?
Commissioner, even a herd of crocodiles couldn't drive me from this plantation of mine.
But these aren't creatures you can fight. They're an elemental force, a gigantic catastrophe. 10 miles long, 2 miles wide. Ants, nothing but ants. And each one as big as your thumb, and each of them a fiend from hell. Unless you clear out at once, there'll be nothing left of you but a skeleton, picked as clean as your own plantation will be.
I'm not getting out.
But you can't fight this.
Yes, I can. I've got the best weapon there is. Intelligence.
But can't I make you understand the hideousness?
I think it is you who does not understand. In the 3 years I've been here, I've met and defeated more than one catastrophe. Flood, drought, a plague. Events which caused many of my neighbors to flee for their lives. No, Commissioner. All my life I have lived with one creed. The human brain needs only to become fully aware of its powers to conquer even the elements.
Leiningen, your obstinacy is endangering not only your own life, but the lives of your workers and their families. You don't know these ants. I tell you, you don't know these ants. But Leiningen merely sat there, puffing at his cigar and regarding me with a smug grin, and I knew it was hopeless. As I boarded my launch and cast off, I realized I'd never met a man like that, and I could not help wondering.
I could not help wondering about the strange look in the commissioner's eyes as he boarded his launch and cast off. Undoubtedly, he thought me insane. Well, he would not have been the first to think so. But I, Leiningen, knew my own powers. I was sure of myself. I knew that intelligence, directed rightly, always makes man the master of his fate. That night, I called my Indian workers together in front of the plantation house. I saw their faces go ashen with terror as I told them the ants were coming. Watched them as they milled around, muttering. I said nothing more to them. Finally, one of the men stepped forward, Carlos, the foreman.
But, Patron, we have worked here for these 3 years. All of us. We have built the finest plantation in this district. We all share in it. It has been a home for all of us and our families. Now the ants come.
So?
Those ditches we dug last year, the pipe we put in the ground, that was for the ants?
That was for the ants.
If we moved our families across the river, the ants could not reach them?
Yes, that's right. And you?
The ants are mighty. We know what they can do. All of us think that you are mighty. Patron, we will stay with you and fight against the ants.
I knew that the men would give me that answer. I'd counted on it. I thought of the commissioner and wondered what he would say at such unquestioning confidence. Would he still think I was insane, or had he found it?
All that night, I could not get Leiningen out of my mind. One man who calmly evaluated his chances against a deadly menace, coolly decided he could win, and was willing to stake his life on it, to risk a horrible death for it. It was terrifying. And yet, it was fascinating. The next morning, I sent for my assistant. Together, we went to the huge map of the district, which hung from the wall of my office, and checked out the latest reported position of the ants.
Last night they had reached here, about 70 miles above this fork in the river.
Traveling southeast?
Yes.
Directly toward Leiningen.
Toward, whom, sir?
Oh, that plantation at the bend of the river belongs to a man named Leiningen. When would you say the ants will reach there?
Why, I don't know. I imagine about tomorrow noon.
Tomorrow at noon. Still time.
Still time? What do you mean, sir?
What? Nothing. What did I mean? Still time for what? For Leiningen to flee, or still time for me to... Even as I rejected the thought with horror, I knew that the fascination of that man was more than I could resist, that Leiningen's fight was drawing me back toward that plantation and death. I knew now, past all doubt, that I was going back. I had to. It was 10 o'clock in the morning when I rounded the bend and saw Leiningen's plantation before me. I put in at the dock and tied up the launch. Then I saw him, standing on the bank above me, arms folded, stubby cigar in his mouth, and that same smug grin on his face. I made my way up to him.
Well, back with another warning, Commissioner?
No.
Back to stay a while?
Yes. You don't seem very surprised.
No, I'm not.
You expected me?
I thought you'd be back. Here, come along. We'll get some horses. You'll want to ride around the plantation, take a look at the defenses I rigged up.
Yes, I will want to see the defenses.
And the ants. We'll be getting a glimpse of them before long, too.
Yes, the ants. The defenses Leiningen had devised were quite impressive. Surrounding 3 sides of the plantation, like a huge horseshoe, was a ditch 12 feet wide. The ends of this horseshoe-shaped ditch ran into the river, which formed the 4th side of the plantation. And at the upriver entrance to the ditch, Leiningen had constructed a dam by which river water could be diverted into the ditch. A large hand wheel controlled the floodgate of the dam, and apparently Leiningen had ordered it opened immediately after my arrival. For as we now approached the ditch and rode along it, I could see that it was nearly full.
Well, how do you like my first line of defense, Commissioner?
It's reassuring, almost like a moat around a castle.
Unless the ants know how to build rafts, they won't reach the plantation. This is only the outer moat. There's a better one than this. Here, come along. We'll go up on high ground where the buildings are. We can get a view from there.
Leiningen!
Huh?
I didn't see any women or children around the plantation, or any animals.
Yes, that's right. Move them across the river.
Then even you think there is a danger.
Not because of danger, Commissioner. A matter of efficiency.
Efficiency?
Cuts down the efficiency of the men if they're worried about their families. Critical situations only become crises when oxen and women get excited.
I see.
Ah, here we are. See this ditch?
It's much smaller than the other.
You've noticed how all the buildings are on this high piece of ground? The inner ditch surrounds them. It's lined with concrete.
Yeah, but even filled with water, this is no barrier. It's not big enough. Why the ants get this far,
They'll get no further. This ditch wasn't built for water, Commissioner. You see the pipes leading into it? See those storage tanks up on the hill? Petrol. We can throw up a wall of flame. Care to bet they won't like that?
I hope you're right. Leiningen, look over at the edge of the jungle, all those animals.
Yes, running like the wind. Everything from jaguars to monkeys.
Good heavens!
Remember, they don't have any ditches.
But can they escape?
Yeah, they'll be all right as long as they don't get caught between the river and the ants. They can outrun the crawlers, but if they get trapped, it's either the ants or the crocodiles. Commissioner, look! Look over there on the horizon. There are your ants. Look at them.
It was a sight I will never forget. Over the range of hills, as far as I could see, crept a darkening hem, ever longer and broader until the shadow spread across the entire slope, then downward, uncannily swift. All the green herbage on the entire slope was being mowed as if by a giant sickle, leaving only a vast moving shadow, extending, deepening, and always moving nearer.
They are a hideous lot.
Leiningen, we can't last against that. Look at them. They'll fill your ditches with their corpses and still have enough to destroy every one of us. We've got to run.
Well, No. They haven't gotten us to us yet, and they never will.
The hostile army was approaching in perfect formation. No human battalions, however well drilled, could ever hope to rival the precision of that advance. Along a front that moved forward as uniformly as a straight line, the ants drew nearer and nearer to the water ditch. As they approached, two outlying wings of the army detached themselves from the main body and started marching along the sides of the ditch, no doubt expecting at some point to find a crossing. And during this hour-long flanking movement, the main army remained still. Across the scant 12 feet of ditch, I stared at them, and they stared back at me. A solid mass, every one of them as big as my thumb, and with a reddish-black body and long legs. Suddenly, a sound so unearthly as to freeze our blood jerked our heads up in the direction of the jungle on the far side of the ditch. Coming toward the ditch at a stumbling gallop was a singular being, a writhing, animal-like, blackened statue with a shapeless head and 4 quivering feet. It was a stag covered over and over with ants. Leiningen raised his rifle, and the stag fell lifeless to the ground, its agonies at an end. Horrified as I was, my curiosity impelled me to glance at my watch. I had to know how long the ants would take. After 6 minutes, only the white, polished bones of the stag remained. Now, I could see a change in Leiningen. Gone was the sporting zest of the novel contest. In its place was a cold, violent purpose. He had to beat the ants, because now he knew how long it would take them once they got to us. Around 4 in the afternoon, the ant scouts, having found no crossing, there was a stirring among the main army. And then an immense flood of ants, about 100 yards in width, commenced pouring into the glimmering black cataract down the far slope of the ditch. Thousands drowned instantly, but the rest began using their bodies as bridges. Leiningen immediately swung into action.
Oh, come on, we gotta go. There's gonna be
Angel!
here, man.
Angel!
Si, patron.
Get to the dam. Open the floodgates a little more. We've got to get the water in the ditch moving faster.
Si, senor.
Look at them drowned. In the thousands.
But they keep coming. Even though the current carries many of them away, they are advancing.
We'll fix them. Carlos!
Senor,
How about those shovels and petrol sprinklers? You pass them out to the men?
it has been done, senor.
Then get all the hands here in a hurry. This looks like the spot for action. Commissioner?
Yes?
Begin to see what I was talking about?
What do you mean?
About intelligence being more than a match for anything it tackles. Take the ants. They've got no intelligence. If they had, they'd have attacked along the whole length of the ditch instead of a narrow front like this. They've been across by now. Too bad I'm not running their campaign for them.
You can joke about it like that with the ants halfway across the ditch?
All right, men, busy with the shovels now. Dump some sand and clods on them. See how they like that. You, with the petrol sprinklers, start pumping. They don't like it, Commissioner. They don't like it a bit. Look at them.
Yes, but look at the ones on the far side of the ditch. Whole clumps of them rolling into the water. The rest are using them for bridges.
Yes, smarter than I thought. They're widening their front, too.
Some of them are getting across.
Well, grab a shovel then, Commissioner. Make them regret it. What's the matter?
The ants are on my shovel, senor. They're on my arms.
Into the petrol, idiots. Douse your hands in the petrol. Well, don't stop now. The rest of you. Club them. Club them.
We can't hold them back, senor. We must run.
Keep at it. Keep at it. Don't stop now. Aha! The water's moving faster.
Angel's got the floodgates open?
Yes. They can't hold their own against the current now. Look at them, Commissioner. The water's carrying them away. We've beat them. We've won out.
It was true. Leiningen had won. At least the opening round. The floodgates were left open to forestall any night crossing, but when the dawn came, the dark blanket was still there, motionless across the ditch. Then we noticed the feverish activity on the other side of the plantation. Here, a grove of trees lined the far end of the ditch, and every tree swarmed with the crawling insects. But instead of eating the leaves, they were merely gnawing through the stems, so that a thick green shower fell steadily to the ground. Well, it looks as if it's feeding time for our friends, eh?
Carlos,
Senor,
have all the petrol pumps brought here. Get everyone over here except the lookouts on the other side, and pass out the shovels.
si, senor.
Going to deprive them of a meal?
A meal?
Aren't they cutting the leaves down for food?
I wish they were. It looks like I underestimated them when I said they didn't have intelligence.
What do you mean?
I said if they wanted to get across, they'd have to have rafts. That's exactly what they've got. Those leaves are their rafts.
Even as he spoke, the leaves went tumbling down the far banks by the thousands. The current drew them away from the bank, and each leaf carried several ants.
Don't worry. As long as you keep spraying them and shoveling dirt on their rafts, they cannot land.
But there will be too many.
It's true. Look, more leaves in the ditch all the time. Why, they'll have a solid carpet to walk across in a minute.
Not so fast, Commissioner. I've still got a trick up my sleeve for them.
The ditch is drying up.
Yes, of course it's drying up. That's the plan. Those are the orders I sent to the dam.
Are you mad? As soon as it's empty, what's to prevent the ants from crossing? The water's way down. It's almost dry. They'll be able to come across the bottom.
They'll not make it. The man at the dam will have opened the gates by now.
To flood the ants?
Right.
But what a chance to take. If anything should happen.
Aha, here it comes. Here comes the water. Ah, now we'll give the crawlers in the ditch a good ride. Out into the river. There, look at them go.
Leinigen's tactics were successful at first. The violent flow of water at the original depth raced through the ditch, overwhelming leaves and ants, sweeping them along. 3 times the ditch was emptied. 3 times the ants raced across its bottom. And 3 times the rushing water, arriving just in time, carried them away. But the 4th time, as the water lowered nearly to the bottom of the ditch, we waited in vain for the rushing water.
Senor!
And then...
Senor!
What's the matter? What's gone wrong at the dam?
At the ants, just as the man at the dam lowered the water almost to the bottom, the ants attacked. Before he could open the floodgates, he was almost surrounded. He ran. The ants kept coming. They're across the ditch.
Leinigen stood motionless, absorbing the news of his defeat without a word. Then he raised his pistol and fired 2 shots into the air. The prearranged signal for all men to retreat instantly to the second line of defense, the concrete ditches more than a mile from the point of invasion. Soon after we arrived there, the natives commenced straggling in silently. Leinigen waited until all of them had gathered, then he spoke.
Well, lads, we won the first round, lost the second. But we'll smash the crawlers yet. Anyone who thinks otherwise can draw his pay and push off. There are rafts enough on the river and plenty of time still to reach them.
No, we'll stay. We'll stay.
You'll stay then?
Yes, we'll stay. Yes.
Good. Thank you, lads. And you, Commissioner?
I can't persuade you to give up this fight?
You cannot.
Then I'll stay too.
I knew you would.
Senor! A few of the ants have reached the ditch.
They're trying to get across?
No, senor.
I didn't think they would. There's plenty of food out there for them. My fields and orchards, the work of 3 years ought to last them until morning anyway.
Yes, we were safe for that night. But the next morning, the black swarm was solid around us, and their shock troops were hard at work. They were dropping shreds of bark and twigs and leaves into the petrol-filled ditches, forming a floating bridge across the surface of the liquid. Leinigen stood silently watching this operation, and I could see a grudging admiration in his face. Then, after several hours, the attack came. Down the ditch they poured, millions of them, and across the bridge of twigs, rapidly approaching the inner side. Leinigen sat motionless, watching them. Leinigen, for the love of God, don't just sit there like a statue. They'll be on us in a moment.
Let them fill the ditch first. Now, all right, everyone back. Get back.
Come on, let's go.
Carlos!
Si, senor.
Hand me the torch.
Si, senor.
Now we'll see how our friends like a little heat.
The flames from the ditch shot into the air, devouring the ants by the millions. It was some time before the petrol burned down to the bed of the ditch, but when it did, the devils came back for more. Again, Leinigen fired the ditch to destroy them, and still again they came on. But at each successive firing, the path of the ants grew easier because of the film of ash, which now covered the petrol. As they returned to the assault time after time, a slow, sickening horror crept into my mind. I looked quickly at Leinigen and then at the petrol tanks. He read my gaze and nodded slowly.
That's right, Commissioner. We could hold them off forever if our supply of petrol was unlimited, but it isn't. We've got enough to fill the ditch once more.
But Leinigen, isn't there any way at all? We've got to do something.
I know. There must. Yes.
What is it?
We'll flood the whole plantation.
Flood? But how?
The river's higher than any point except this high ground we're on.
What?
If the river was dammed all the way, it'd overflow that stone breakwater and flood the whole plantation.
But
we've got to close the floodgate at the dam. That'll do it.
You're mad. The dam is more than a mile away. More than a mile of ants.
Lads, listen to me. Listen, lads. I'm proud of you. Now there's still a chance. By shutting the floodgates to the dam and flooding the whole plantation from the river, the moment I'm over the ditch, set fire to it. That'll allow time for the flood to wash away the ants. Then all you have to do is wait for me.
It's impossible. You can't get to the dam, let alone back.
That's where you're wrong, Commissioner. I'll get there and I'll get back. Take care of things while I'm gone, eh?
I watched him as he calmly pulled on high leather boots, drug gauntlets over his hands, and stuffed the spaces between breeches and boots and gauntlets and arms with petrol-soaked rags. He shielded his eyes with close-fitting mosquito goggles and plugged his nostrils and ears with cotton. And then the natives drenched his clothes with petrol. Carlos, who acted as a doctor to the men, smeared a salve over him, and finally, Leiningen was ready. And as he stood calmly surveying the course.
Ready for the run, I realized that this was as it should be. I, Leiningen, would meet the ants and defeat them, or be defeated by them. Leiningen versus the ants. Yes, it was right that it should be like this. But now there was no more time for thought, only action. I took a deep breath, then bounded across the ditch, in amongst the ants. I ran in long, equal strides, and one thought, one sensation in my being, I must get through. I dodged the trees and shrubs. Except for the split seconds my soles touched the ground, the ants would have no opportunity to alight on me. I ran on. I was halfway to the dam before I felt the ants under my clothes, and a few on my face. I struck at them mechanically, scarcely conscious of their bites. The dam drew closer towards me. The distance grew less. Finally, only 100 yards away, 50, and I was there. I gripped the ant-covered wheel, but hardly had I seized it when a horde of ants flowed over my hands and arms. I strained. Slowly, the wheel turned more. The floodgates were swinging slowly shut, and then it was shut. And the water was rising behind the breakwater. Closer to the top, closer, and then it was spilling over. The flooding of the plantation had begun. I let go of the wheel and started back through the ants. I was coated from head to foot with the fiends. Tongues of fire stabbed at me as they bit into my flesh. I had almost lost my head with the pain as I ran, knocking ants from my body, brushing them from my bloodied face. And then one bit me just below the rim of my goggles. I managed to tear it away, but the agony of the bite and its venom drilled into my eye nerves. I saw now through the circles of fire into a milky mist. I was almost blinded, but I knew that if I tripped and fell, Well, I ran on, my heart pounding as if it would burst, blood roaring in my ears, a giant's fist battering my lungs. Then I could see dimly that wall of flame at the ditch. But it was too far away. I could not last half that distance. I stumbled. I fell. I felt myself being swarmed over, devoured. I tried to rise, a great weight. Then suddenly the vision of the half-devoured stag in my brain. 6 minutes. Then nothing but bones. I couldn't let it happen to me. I could not die like that. To my feet, I dragged myself forward towards the flame. The ditch, the ring of flames. Closer. Now only a little further. 10 steps.
It seems we had waited for hours when all at once, through the blazing ring around us, an apparition hurled and fell full length to the ground. It was Leiningen, alive, with ants, unconscious, with blazing eyes and lacerated face. We rushed to him, stripped off his clothes, and tore at the ants that covered him. His body seemed almost one open wound. In one place I could see white bone. Later, as the curtain of flame lowered, I looked out to where that blanket of ants had been and saw only a vast expanse of water covering the entire plantation and working its way to within a few feet of the concrete ditch. The ants were gone, drowned, and Leiningen had won. He lay on his bed, his body swathed from head to foot with bandages, but alive and still in command.
Is everything in order?
Everything's in order.
I told you I'd come back. Even if I am a bit filleted.
Escape. Today's performance of Leiningen versus the Ants was adapted for radio by Robert Rill, with Gary Lewis as Leiningen and Russ Gifford as the commissioner. The other players included Chad Gall as the foreman, Benji Cotter as the commissioner's assistant, and Derek Hill, Andy Nelson, and Bill McKinney as the plantation workers. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System. And now please welcome Andy Nelson and Lucas Sokup for this rousing sing-along song.
Next time you're found with your chin on the ground, there's a lot to be learned, so look around.
Just what makes that little old ant think he'll move that rubber tree plant? Anyone knows an ant can't move a rubber tree plant, but he's got high hopes. He's got high hopes. He's got high apple pie in the sky hopes. So anytime you're getting low, instead of letting go, just remember that ant. Whoops, there goes another rubber tree plant.
Whoops, there goes another rubber tree plant.
Whoops, there goes another rubber tree plant.
When trouble's call and your back's to the wall, there's a lot to be learned. That wall could fall.
Once there was a silly old ram, thought he'd punch a hole in a dam. No one could make that ram scram. He kept butting that dam, 'cause he had high hopes. He had high hopes. He had high apple pie in the sky. So anytime you're feeling bad, instead of feeling sad, just remember that ram. Whoops, there goes a billion kilowatt dam.
Whoops, there goes a billion kilowatt dam.
Whoops, there goes a billion kilowatt dam.
Just a toy balloon, they'll be bursting soon. They're just bound to go pop.
There goes another problem curve.
Oops, there goes another There goes another problem. Kerplop, kerplop.
From KNBC Radio in San Francisco, it's Candy Matson, sponsored by Rice-A-Roni. We bring you our next episode, but first, a word from our sponsor.
Rice-A-Roni, the flavor can't be beat. One pan, no boiling, cooking ease.
A flavor that is sure to please.
Rice-A-Roni, the San Francisco treat.
Rice-A-Roni, a delicious break from potatoes, now in 6 fabulous flavors.
One pan, no boiling, cooking ease.
A flavor that is sure to please.
Rice-A-Roni, the San Francisco treat.
Do you have a little unsolved murder in your home? Got some blackmail you want to unload? Are you the victim of some vulgar extortionist? I know a girl in San Francisco you should meet. She may not be the greatest private eye in the world, so what if it does cost you $300 or $400? She sure is sweet. She's Candy Matson. Like to meet her? She's about to pick up the phone right now.
Yukon 28209.
Candy Matson.
Well, I wasn't sure when I looked in the mirror this morning.
Had a rough night, eh?
Oh, there have been rougher ones. Look, voice, before you get caught with my receiver down, who are you and what do you want?
As to who I am, you'll find out very shortly. What I want is you.
How romantic. And over the phone yet.
Let me finish. What I want is you to lay off that cable car business.
Oh, that. Well, I'm afraid I can't. You see, I was sitting beside the man when they discovered his transfer had been punched sort of permanently. That's how things happen with me. I get into the craziest routines. You see, I used to be a model. I'd been told I had the proper displacement for such a career, but I found there wasn't enough money in it, and a girl has to eat, doesn't she? And she has to maintain a nice apartment on Telegraph Hill and buy enough clothes to highlight the displacement I mentioned, right? Sure. So I turned private eye. You meet a better class of people, mostly named Rigor or Mortis. Take this cable car deal, for instance. Like to hear how the whole thing happened? Well, let's get started then. I wanted to get downtown that morning, but I couldn't take the F car on Stockton. They were ripping up about 87 blocks, which is par for the course. So I walked down Telegraph Hill and up Mason, and that's where the Bay and Powell cable car stops.
All aboard. Come on, we gotta make the Fairmont by quitting time.
The car was loaded, and so was the character next to me. I tried to budge into the seat between him and the chubby lady, but I couldn't quite make it. I'd forgotten my shoehorn. Say, pardon me, but would you mind reading your Wall Street Journal over that-a-way a bit? I'd like to sit here.
Oh, if you insist.
A knight of old. He budged his hips about 1/4 of an inch, and I slipped in, ready for my rocket ride over the hill and down into town. The trip, as usual, was uneventful. 3 smashed fenders and several choice words I'd never heard before, but I wrote them down anyway. By the time our prairie schooner reached the turntable at Market Street, the crowd on the car had thinned out, but Buster was still beside me, his head buried in the common and preferred stocks page of the journal.
Market Street, Market Street.
I started to get down.
Hey, lady, take your boyfriend with you. We're heading back up the hill.
Boyfriend? I don't think so.
Well, how do you like that? He fell asleep over the stocks and bonds.
I looked again. Tipsy wasn't asleep. Tipsy was stone cold dead on Market Street. What a twist. I, who always went on the prowl for a whodunit, get one tossed into my lap, literally. You see, he hadn't just gone out of this world serene like, oh no, there was a steady drip of blood trickling down his vest. After half an hour wait full of questioning by homicide legmen, I knew my morning shopping tour was rained out. And, after all, I was only going to buy an emerald clip to match the glint in my eye. Well, that would have to wait. I knew the next step. I grabbed a cab home. I wasn't long in waiting. Right on cue. And if it was the right cue, it would be Lieutenant Ray Mallard from headquarters daintily pressing his cuticles against my apartment doorbell. I was right.
Right about what?
I've been expecting you, Mallard. Come on in. Sit down. Take off your hat.
It is off.
Have a drink?
No, I'm not in the mood. Just make it a double. Candy, for once, I'm puzzled.
You're just saying that.
Yeah, because it's true. I've checked and rechecked, and no matter how many loose ends I tie together, I still get no connection between you and Dwight Ellsworth.
Dwight Ellsworth?
Ellsworth, your extremely limp traveling companion on the cable car this morning?
Mallard, I can give you an angle on that.
Yeah?
Yeah, the angle being that I didn't know him from Adam.
On the level?
Straight. Look, honeypot, this mediocre dialogue is getting us nowhere. What did you haul your size 11s in here for?
Frankly, I don't know. Oh, here, fill it up, will you?
Well, you're not just going around in circles, Mallard. You're going around in doubles.
Yeah. Like I said before, Candy, you got a pretty view from up here.
Oh? Wait till I turn around.
I mean from your window. Look at the ship down there, just docking.
Where?
Just down there. Probably arriving from the Far East. That's romance for you.
Here's your drink.
Thanks.
You know, it is sort of romantic. Don't you think it would be fun to jump on a tramp like that and steam off to the South Seas?
Uh-huh.
On a honeymoon?
No.
That's what I thought. Mallard?
Don't call me Mallard.
Why not? We're just playing for ducks, aren't we?
Very crisp. Playing for ducks. No, Candy, we aren't. Not in this case. We got a dead man on our hands, shot right through the heart, and you were sitting right next to him.
Sure. Go on now. Get out of here.
What?
You heard me. Lift your hindquarters and get back to headquarters.
Candy, I don't like that look. You've got something on your mind.
Yeah, but you wouldn't recognize it if I told you about it.
One word of warning. Don't dabble. You're in deep enough. Got it?
Got it. Here's your hat. Grab it. So long, Mallard. See you around the jailhouse sometime. Fee, fo, fum. 'Twas then I smelled a big fat bee. That great big, kind of attractive Mallard missed the boat. Oh, he saw it, but he missed it. It was that ship he saw docking. That was the first time I came out of the dark since my giant dipper of a ride down the hill that morning. I needed help, so I called an old friend of mine, if you can call that help. Rembrandt Watson was his name. He was a photographer and other things. He spent most of his life in the darkroom dabbling with bottles. His negatives and prints were sharp. His thought processes, not quite. But he'd given me assistance in the past, so I called.
Rembrandt Watson speaking. Photography, portraits, and camera work.
Yes, Rembrandt, I know.
Also available for gardening, janitorial service, and babysitting.
Rembrandt, it's Candy.
Especially if they're over 21. Who? Oh, Candy?
Now you've tuned in.
How dare you bother me? I was experimenting with a new type of formula.
90 proof or 100?
100. And Candy, it works beautifully. There's a delightful little pixie in a pink ballet skirt in my living room.
Well, leave her there and get over here immediately to my place. Take a cab. I'll pay for it.
I would much rather have a handsome carriage with a brace of chestnuts.
You already got those in your head. Now just do as I say and get over here. Float on in, Rembrandt.
Gladly. Where's the man to take my cloak, gloves, and top hat?
Now, Rembrandt.
Every man should have a woman, and every woman should have a man. It's the incontrovertible law of the universe. Candy, you should have a man.
You?
Sure. I'm no longer a man. I'm a sprite transcending the world.
Well, stop transcending for a moment and come down to earth. We've got a job to do.
Oh, how poetic, how idyllic. We've got a job to do. For money?
Eventually.
Oh, one of those. Very well, my dear. Bring me up to date.
Well, I don't really know if I can or not.
Good, then I shall leave and return to my formula.
No, what I mean is the whole story is so fantastic you'd never believe it.
I might. Try me, Candy.
Well, I get on a cable car and sit next to a character reading the Wall Street Journal.
A strange coupling, a cable car and the Wall Street Journal.
Yeah. And when we get to the end of the line, my friend next to me is dead.
Probably the ride down the hill frightened him to death.
Nuh-uh. He looked like a used punch board. A neat little bullet hole through his heart.
Candy, my little ballerina friend in the pink skirt is more believable than what you just told me.
I told you it was fantastic, but nonetheless, it happened. Now, sooner or later, Mallard is going to come out of his fog, and when he does, I'm going to be out of a fee.
A fee that so far doesn't exist, my pretty.
It will, if my hunch is right. Now, here's what I want you to do. Go down to the Chronicle and get all the back files you can on Southern Island Steamship Company.
The Chronicle? A pleasure. I have a few questionable companions there who indulge in formulas.
Stay away from those companions and just do as I ask.
Very well, my dove. I'm going, but entirely against my will. And where will you be?
Down on the dock, Rembrandt. I've got to do some legwork.
Let me assure you, Candy, you have just the right equipment for that, too.
What a joint. I'll bet they mount fish guts on the walls instead of deer heads. Well, come on, Candy. Get your tools out and screw up your courage.
Yeah, miss, what'll it be?
Nothing right at the moment, except information.
Information and water are both free here. What do you want to know?
I'm looking for the purser off the steamer Dwightsonia. I hear he does his shore duty in here.
That's right. Name is Campbell. That head on the table over there belongs to him.
Thanks. Hello, sailor.
Huh?
Hey, Campbell, wake up.
Leave me alone.
Come on, snap out of it.
Who are you?
My name is Candy Matson. I want to ask you a question.
I'm only drinking. Go away.
Not until I find out what you know. Dwight Ellsworth was murdered this morning.
What?
I thought that would get your attention.
Well, that's the nicest news I've heard since PJ Day. What do you want to know?
Where does his brother live?
That stooge. He's got about as much spine as a water eel.
Never mind. I want to find him. He seems to keep his whereabouts as secret as an atomic stockpile.
He lives out on Seacliff. 25 Dashel Road. If you ask me, his whole family ought to be knocked off.
Bartender, buy my friend a little reward, and one for yourself, too. Well, so far so good. Oh, how did I know about Campbell the Purser? Well, I have quite a few friends in town, most of a type my Mallard doesn't approve of. So after leaving that little watering hole, I grabbed a cab and navigated the driver out towards Seacliff. It was so foggy I couldn't see the meter, but I paid him anyway and sent him on. There it was, 25 Dashel Road, an austere-looking cabana, one that dared you to ring the front doorbell. I dared. I had the awful feeling I should have been around at the side door delivering hand laundry.
Good evening.
Except for the fog, yes. Is Mr. Ellsworth in?
Yes, my husband is here, but I'm afraid it's not a good time. There's been a death in the family.
I know. That's why I'm here.
Come in.
Thank you.
Walk this way, please.
Oh, I couldn't, even if I lived to be 100.
Mind your tongue, young lady. You're in the house of an Ellsworth.
Oh, hoity-toity. The old bag had delusions of grandeur. Well, no need to get uppity with me. I've mingled with royalty. Why, once I had 3 kings in the palm of my hand at the Silver Dollar Casino in Reno. But his old gal was really something. She couldn't have been more than 45, yet looked like someone out of the Baroness of Wimpole Street. She ushered me into a high-ceiling living room, and there on the divan was my boy, his head lowered into his hands and quite obviously touched. Quite obviously.
Roger, this young lady is here to see you. I don't believe you mentioned your name.
Candy Matson.
Matson? You in shipping too?
Sort of.
You'll pardon me if I don't seem hospitable, Miss Matson, but my brother was murdered.
I know. I was sitting next to him when it happened.
You were?
Yes. Mr. Ellsworth, I don't want to take up too much of your time, so I'll come right to the point. You see, I'm a private detective.
Oh, you're one of those persons.
Put your nose back down, Mrs. Ellsworth. Let me make my proposition. Yes, I'm a private detective, and I'm in a spot, too. The police think I'm connected to the case in some way, so I'm here for a double purpose.
I'm listening, Miss Matson.
Roger, I don't think you should be speaking with this woman.
Too late, Mrs. Ellsworth. Now, I can find out who killed your brother, but it'll take some money. Give me a check now for $300, and I'll find the murderer, and I'll also clear myself.
Well, I don't know.
Naturally, you want to see the killer of your brother brought to justice, don't you, Mr. Ellsworth?
Roger.
Don't you?
Yes, of course. Here, I'll make a check out right now.
Thanks. Just make it out to Candy Matson, payable today. A lovely collection of guns you have, Mr. Ellsworth. You hunt much?
Oh, yes. The whole family is quite fond of shooting. There you are.
Thank you. I'll be in touch with you sometime tomorrow. The missus didn't say another word. She just stood there against the fireplace and shot sparks through me. After I waved the check in the air a few times to dry the ink, she showed me the door.
Very clever, aren't you? Taking advantage of a weak-willed man.
I wonder who made him that way.
Don't cash that check. I mean it. Don't cash that check.
Mrs. Ellsworth, $300. I need the money badly. I need some new rolls for my player piano. I buzzed back downtown. I wanted to cash that check in a hurry. I knew of only one person who would give me the crisp green at that hour of the night. Uncle Charlie, the man who ran the Chase Room gambling den. Uncle Charlie, in the strictest sense of the word, was a gentleman, so he cashed the check, and I went up Telegraph Hill and home. All of a sudden, my eyes did a couple of inverted loops. All my lights were on. Who's in here? All right, speak up.
Candy, light of my life, come join our party.
Oh, Rembrandt, you gave me a scare.
You don't scare easily either, Candy. Got something on your mind?
And Mallard, how ducky, a midnight soiree. What goes on here?
Well, the chicken you had in the icebox is delicious.
Was delicious. Looks like you've done everything but eat the bones.
And your vintage is superb too, Candy. Have a little of my formula.
No. Now come on, what gives?
That's my line, Candy. What gives? You're in on something and I want to know about it.
Oh, Mallard, believe me, it's nothing. I'm just trying to parlay a couple of hunches.
Tall hunches? Look at all those clippings on the South Sea Island Steamship Company. What are they for?
I meant to tell you, Candy, I had a remarkable success down at the Chronicle. There's everything you want on that steamship line.
Oh, Rembrandt, did you have to tell the whole world?
Candy, you chide me unnecessarily. I merely had the clippings on the table when Flatfoot here walked in on me.
Okay, Candy, take it from there.
Nothing makes sense yet, Mallard, so there's nothing to tell, really.
Really? How about, where were you tonight?
Here and there.
I knew I should have put a man on you. Save me some grief.
2 men would be better, I think.
2 days, Mallard, that's all. Just give me 2 days to tie off about 4 loose ends, and I think I'll have it worked out.
All right. But don't forget, the boys down at Kearney Street headquarters don't love you the way I do. 2 days, no more or less. I gotta go. Thanks for the foul chicken.
Here, Rembrandt, here's $50 for you.
50? My word, what's all this talk about a recession?
Go on, take it. Go someplace and stabilize the economy. I whipped through the old newspaper clippings. It was all there. Fire at sea on Ellsworth ship. 2 seamen lost off Ellsworth ship near Honolulu. South Sea Island Line ship loses rudder in storm. On it went over a period of 3 years. I threw the papers back on the table, helped myself to Rembrandt's formula, turned down the lights, and went out on the porch. The bay was dark except for an occasional path of light from a passing freighter. I sat down to think and think. Then click, click, just like that, 2 little tumblers in my mind fell into place. There was only one thing to do, and that was to do it the hard way. The next morning, just as the ferry building siren was announcing 8 o'clock to downtown San Francisco, I got Rembrandt on the phone.
Candy, what on earth are you calling me for at this hour?
Can't help it. There's work to be done.
I did my work last night so extremely well that I'm just going to bed now.
Sorry, you'll just have to delay your sack time. Meet me at the corner of Mason and Union in 10 minutes, right where the cable car stops.
Now what are we going to do?
We're going to take a cable car ride.
What? On one of those bouncing, junky little contraptions? Not with the way I feel this morning.
Union and Mason in 10 minutes. All right, Rembrandt, get on.
This is the silliest thing you've ever done, Candy.
Maybe. We'll see. Dwight Ellsworth was already on the car when I got on here and alive.
How could you tell?
He mumbled something when I asked him to move over.
Sounds logical, although I once remember stumbling into a corpse who mumbled for hours.
Rembrandt was in one of his rambling moods, so I let him alone. The car pulled over Mason Street, down Washington, and then swung onto Powell and the Hill. Now, I watched the buildings and apartments carefully. There was a little red brick building, now a big apartment house, a YWCA, and so on. Then over the hill and more apartments, and the possibilities petered out at Bush Avenue. Well, only one thing to do. Canvass all those blocks between Washington and Bush. Okay, Rembrandt, off the car.
Yes, the strangest corpse I ever did see. What did you say, Candy?
Off the car, come on.
Now what? I just want to get to bed.
Well, not for a long time, little boy blue. Now, here's the pitch. You take this building, and I'll take the next. We'll alternate as we go along. Ask if a tall woman with a horsey face dressed something like Queen Victoria ever lived around here.
Oh, Candy.
I know it sounds wild, but it's got to be done.
A horse with a tall face and dressed something like...
Rembrandt, look at me. Get that smoke out of your brain. A tall woman with a horsey face and dressed something like Queen Victoria. You got it?
Got it.
Okay, get going. It was slow and tiresome, and the answers I got.
A tall gal dressed like Queen Victoria. Oh, sister.
That was about par.
Nope, nobody like that ever lived here.
Are you positive?
A dame who fits that description? Yeah, I'm positive.
The morning wore on, and so did we. We were over on the other side of California Street now, so we stopped and had a bite to eat. I had pickles with mine, and Rembrandt had olives on toothpicks in a glass. And again, we picked up the hunt. My heart was suddenly dancing a rumba. There, just on the other side of Clay Street, in front of a 3-story red brick house, was a police squad car. There was a little knot of people gathered around. I walked down the block and up the front steps. I didn't have any trouble finding the room. The door was wide open, and there was a body on the floor. 4 representatives of the law were buzzing back and forth. One of the buzzies was Mallard.
Well, my little ambassador of violence, why is it you're always around the extremely dead, Candy?
I've got no time to bandy the ad-libs, Mallard. Who is it?
Don't know yet. No identification.
Let me see.
Ah, A pen pal, maybe?
I was right. I knew it.
Knew it? Knew what?
You're right. He was a pen pal. He wrote me a check last night for $300. His name is Roger Ellsworth.
Very interesting. Must be open season on Ellsworths. Okay, Candy, time you filled in the blanks. Start.
Wait a minute. I want to look at the window here. Mallard, there are a couple of younger Ellsworths living around town. I'm sure you'd like to see them stay healthy.
Yeah?
Get out to 25 Dashel Road and pick up an old lady also named Ellsworth. 5 will get you 20. She's the one you're after.
All right. But you get back to your place and stay put. I want to have a more illuminating chat with you.
Oh, Mallard, I'm just like putty in your hands. The moon was coming up over Mount Diablo and spraying a path of silver onto the bay. Still no Mallard. I wondered what could be wrong. This was it. This was the showdown.
Have you seen a tall Victorian face with a horsey dressed woman?
Oh, Rembrandt!
Candy, I'm so mad at you, I could... what's the use?
Now, what's the matter?
What's the matter, she says. I've been roving all over Powell Street, ringing doorbells. Where did you go, you traitor?
Rembrandt, I'm sorry. In the excitement, I forgot all about you.
What excitement?
There's been another murder.
In a moment, there's going to be another. I'm looking right at you, Candy.
Oh, cool off. Have some formula and stop blowing steam. What was that?
Your window, Candy. It just shattered.
What? Wait a minute. That window didn't shatter by itself. Quickly, get the light off, Rembrandt. Now duck down here.
Oh, what sort of silly game are we playing now?
This isn't a game, believe me.
Candy! Candy, are you all right?
Yikes, it's the gumshoe.
Yes, I'm all right. Where are you, Mallard?
Over here. 2 houses over. We've got your girlfriend trapped on the roof next to you. Don't move and stay covered.
Okay.
All right, Mrs. Ellsworth. Are you coming down peacefully, or do we have to play cops and robbers?
I'm not coming down until I get that Candy Matson.
Have it your way. Okay, loosen her up a bit, boys.
Better than the 4th of July.
Keep your head down, Rembrandt.
You ready to come down, Mrs. Ellsworth?
No, I'm not. That hateful woman. She's ruined all my plans with her snooping and prying. She's gonna die, I tell you.
It was a miracle, Candy. You must have moved slightly just as she shot at you.
It was too close, let me tell you. She's dead?
Oh, decidedly. I think she was dead before she hit the ground.
What happened?
Well, we went out to her house and she was just driving off. We trailed her to North Beach, lost her for a block, and then spotted her car at the top of the hill there. We arrived just as she was getting onto the roof next door. Okay, now you tell me your little dream.
It was that ship docking that set my wheels going around. The name Ellsworth started burning in the back somewhere. You saw the clippings Rembrandt dug up.
Yeah?
The South Sea Island steamship line was slowly being sabotaged. I did some checking and found that the insurance companies weren't going to renew.
I don't know why I didn't tie that in sooner.
It's just that you had too many things on your mind, Mallard dear. I went out to the place on Dashel Road, and when I left, I was pretty sure the old girl had knocked off her brother-in-law.
Why?
Well, for several reasons. 1, she was a venomous old witch. 2, you've never seen such a collection of guns in all your life. And according to Roger Ellsworth, they both enjoyed using them. I noticed one little pop gun that was very interesting. Had a silencer on it.
Aha! That was the one she tried to use on you tonight.
And also the one she used on Dwight Ellsworth from the window of that apartment where you found her husband.
How did you know?
Go back there. You'll see a nice little bullet hole in the curtain.
Now don't tell me.
Yes, I'm telling you that they rented that place knowing Dwight Ellsworth always went downtown on a certain cable car. She waited that morning until we were riding by, and she popped him.
I have now heard everything.
Not everything. The reason, Dwight Ellsworth, rather than fighting the insurance company, had decided to sell the steamship line. The old gal thought she'd beat him to the punch by knocking him off. The company would then fall into her husband's hands.
But what about her husband?
At first, I thought he was just another weak-kneed man with an overbearing wife distraught over his brother's death. But now I'm not so sure.
No?
No, not when I think about that phone call.
What phone call?
Oh, another little detail that just slipped my mind until now.
Oh, I'll bet.
I got a phone call the day after I met with the Ellsworth and Seacliff telling me to lay off the case. Looking back at it, that call could only have been placed by Roger Ellsworth. So, despite all the boo-hoo tears, looks like he was in on it from the beginning. Then, with me poking around, they probably got nervous, and at some point, the missus no longer trusted her hubby and decided she'd be better off without him.
No honor among killers.
Somehow she lured him down to that place on Powell and gave him some lead poisoning too, planning to inherit the whole caboodle herself. And to be sure she was safe, I was next in her sights.
But I don't get why Ellsworth paid you to look into something he wanted to keep hush-hush.
Well, it'd look suspicious if he refused help finding his brother's killer. And I don't think he planned on me living long enough to figure out their scheme or to cash the check. But he cashed out first, thanks to his wife, who saved me some trouble.
Trouble?
If she hadn't killed him, I was going to.
What?
While I was waiting for you to get here, the phone rang. It was Uncle Charlie at the Chase Room. Roger Ellsworth's check bounced like a brand new golf ball. What's so funny, Mallard?
Listen in again to the adventures of Candy Matson, girl sucker.
The role of Candy Matson was played by Kathy Fouch. Andy Nelson was Detective Ray Mallard. Rembrandt Watson was portrayed by Chad Gall. Benji Cotter was Roger Ellsworth, and Derek Hill was the voice of Ellsworth's brother. Russ Gifford was a cable car operator, and the bartender was Bill McKinney. The role of Campbell, the drunken sailor, was played by Gary Lewis. And the female and male voices were Kami Brown and yours truly, Ralph Swain. This is the NBC National Broadcasting Company. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back our GPR jazz singer, Kami Brown.
Tisket, a tasket, a brown and yellow basket. I sent a letter to my mommy. On the way I dropped it. I dropped it, I dropped it. Yes, on the way I dropped it. A little girlie picked it up and put it in her pocket. She was working on down the avenue without a single thing to do. She was pecking all around when she spotted on the ground. She took it, my little yellow basket. And if she doesn't bring it back, I think that I will die. Tisket, a tasket, I lost my yellow basket. And if that girlie doesn't return it, I don't know what I'll do. Oh dear, I wonder where my basket can be.
So do we, so do we, so do we, so do we, so do we.
Oh gee, I wish that little girlie I could see.
So do we, so do we, so do we, so do we, so do we.
Oh, why was I so careless with that basket of mine? That itty bitty basket was a joy of mine. A tisket, a tasket. I lost my yellow basket. Won't someone help me find my basket and make me happy again?
Was it green?
No, 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 no.
Was it red?
No, 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 no.
Was it blue?
No, 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 no. Just a little yellow basket. A little yellow basket.
Kimmy Brown. Thank you, Kimmy.
My baloney has a first name, it's O-S-C-A-R. My baloney has a second name, it's M-A-Y-E-R. Oh, I love to eat it every day, and if you ask me what I'll say, 'cause Oscar Mayer has a way with B-O-L-O-G-N-A.
Hey, Mom and Dad, kids and adults love sandwiches, and sliced bologna makes a delicious, nutritious lunch. Oscar Mayer sliced bologna is made fresh every 4 hours, vacuum packed in sanitary packaging, and shipped to your grocery store in refrigerated trucks. Whether for lunch, a school snack, or a family picnic, choose Oscar Mayer bologna today.
My baloney has a first name, it's O-S-C-A-R. My baloney has a second name, it's M-A-Y-E-R. Oh, I love to eat it every day, and if you ask me what I'll say, 'cause Oscar Mayer has a way with B-O-L-O-G-N-A.
And kids, be watching for the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile coming to your neighborhood this summer. The makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat present Fibber McGee and Molly. Fibber McGee and Molly, the dramatic story of a woman with her faith in a man, and a man with his face in the newspaper. Will something exciting, unusual, or momentous take place in this little frame house at 79 Wistful Vista? Or is that expecting too much? Yes, I guess it's expecting too much. Anyway, here they are, Fibber McGee and Molly.
Anything interesting in the paper, dearie?
Well, here's an interesting article in Crop Futures, Molly.
You don't say.
Yeah, now take corn, for instance.
Certainly, we can take it and we can dish it out.
Oh, I'm serious. This writer says that if conditions keep up, the small farmer will be completely annihilated.
Oh?
Hey, what's annihilated?
Annihilated.
Uh-huh.
Well, that means, when the farmer, now, for instance.
Where's the dictionary?
It's probably in the closet with the rest of your stuff. Give me your key and I'll get it for you.
Oh, no, you don't. You let the stuff in that closet alone. I've got all my things arranged in there just the way I want it.
Now, don't be silly. Give me the key.
Well, okay. Now, let's see. Which one of these is the one that I...
Heavenly days, why do you carry all these keys? Does it make you feel important or something?
What do you mean important? Every one of them keys is necessary.
What's that little key there for?
That's a padlock key.
What padlock?
Well, for the backyard gate we used to have in Peoria.
What are you keeping that for? Are you homesick?
No, but if we ever move back to Peoria, I'd try to rent the same house, because this key fits the padlock there. You gotta think ahead in these things. And you see this key here?
Looks like a key to a can of salmon.
Nope, sardines. I use that to clean my pipe with.
Oh, I see.
Now let's see. Which one of these keys is the closet door key?
Say, maybe we better see if the closet is locked. Let me take a look.
Oh, it's locked all right. You don't think I'd leave my personal defects laying around for any prowler to get his hands on?
McGee, it isn't locked. Can you give me a hand with all this stuff that's falling out? Oh! Help, McGee! I'm buried alive. Get this junk off of me.
All right, but dag rabbit, you might have been more careful.
Quick, help! There's funny little bugs all over me. Brush them off, quick.
Oh, calm yourself, calm yourself. Them are my trout flies.
Oh.
Doggone it, Molly. Why'd you have to go and mess up my closet?
Dear, oh dear, look at all this junk that fell out of that closet.
Don't worry, I'll put it all back, Molly.
Oh, no, you won't.
Huh?
We're going to go through that pile of whatnots and throw everything out we don't need.
Oh, yeah? Well, I've been through this stuff 100 times, and there ain't a thing of it that I can spare.
Oh, there isn't?
Nope.
What's this rusty horseshoe for?
Well, I found that back in 1911. Soon as I find 3 more, we can pitch horseshoes in the backyard.
I see. You expect to find 3 more?
You betcha.
You don't think the automobile is here to stay?
Well, it won't be if we don't catch up with the payments.
Hi, mister.
Oh, hello there, Teeny. What you want?
You remember that job you promised me to take care of your baby? Only you didn't have one, so I was going to bring my little brother over and take care of him instead. Remember? Do ya?
Yes, sure, I remember, but
Well, the deal's off, see?
What do you mean the deal is off? In the first place, there wasn't any deal. In the second place...
My mommy had to take my little brother to the doctor today, so I can't bring him over.
Oh, well, that's too bad. What's the matter with your little brother? Anything serious?
My mama thinks so.
Oh, she thinks so, huh?
She thinks he swallowed a dime.
Swallowed a dime? Well, that is serious.
Oh, no, it isn't.
Oh, yes, it is.
Oh, no, it isn't.
Oh, yes, it is.
Oh, he didn't swallow a dime, I betcha.
Huh?
It was only 8 cents.
Only 8 cents? How do you know?
Well, we were playing slot machine, and I fed it to him. What you doing, mister?
Well, we're cleaning out this closet, if you must know.
I mustn't.
Mustn't what?
No.
No?
Yes.
What? Oh, listen, kid, suppose you go home and annoy somebody else. Go bother your daddy.
He isn't home. He's working on the senseless.
On the what?
The senseless. He goes to people's doors and asks them how many people in the family and how old they are. All stuff like that there, I betcha.
Oh, you mean the census. Shucks, I didn't think a kid your age knew what a census was.
Well, I do, I betcha.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, goodbye, mister. I'll bring my little brother over tomorrow.
Now, wait a minute. Oh,
heavenly days, McGee. Imagine all that stuff falling out of one little closet. How'd you ever get it all in there?
Oh, I don't know. I guess I just inherited a gift for packing. My great Aunt Minnie had a job stuffing pimentos into olives. Oh, hey, look at this, Molly. It's the stool I made in manual training. Yeah?
Didn't you ever finish anything? It's only got 2 legs.
Well, they wouldn't let me stay in the 5th grade another year.
McGee, look, one of our old dance programs from before we were married. I didn't know you were so sentimental, dearie.
Is that a dance program? I was saving it on account of that little pencil hanging on to it. You never know when you'll need a pencil.
Listen to this. Waltz, turkey trot, waltz, bunny hop, Texas Tommy, grizzly bear. You danced every dance with me but the last one. McGee, who'd you dance that one with?
Why, nobody. We set that one out. In the buggy, remember?
Oh, yes. And we can go back to the dance because you sat on a box of chocolate-covered cherries and spoiled your white pants.
Well, let me see, Molly. How about this old photograph album here?
I should say not. That's got all our family pictures in it.
Oh, dear.
Here's one of Aunt Addie and Aunt Carrie. They both had big families.
Yeah? How many kids did they have anyway?
10 between them. Add 6 and carry 4. McGee, now what do you...
Well, hello, folks. I was just going by and I thought, whoa, what goes on here? Have you been buying out an antique store?
Hi, Andy.
Nah, this is just a lot of junk McGee's been hoarding in the closet, Andy.
Isn't it wonderful how much you can pack into so little space? For instance, you only give me about 6 lines to tell how Johnson's Glow Coat saves hours of house cleaning. cleaning because it beautifies and protects linoleum with absolutely no rubbing or buffing.
Isn't that wonderful?
But in those 6 lines, I think I can get the idea across pretty well that a self-polishing preparation like Glow Coat is the very essence of good housekeeping.
Boy.
It's so easy to use that it's easy to tell about.
Isn't he marvelous, folks? That guy has dedicated his whole life to Johnson's Glow Coat.
What do you mean, Fibber?
Well, they tell me that way back when you were in college, they wanted you to stroke with the boat crew, and you said, nope, no stroking, no rubbing, no buffing.
Is that true, Andy?
No, I wasn't a crewman. I went out for ROTC.
Oh, Reserved Officers Training Corps.
No, revolutionizing old-time cleaning. Well, so long, folks.
Well, he got you there, McGee.
Well, as the golf ball said when it landed 5 feet from the tee, I think I've been topped.
You're really going to keep all this junk, McGee? Can't we throw any of it out?
Nope, I've got use for every one of these things.
Now, you don't need this, do you?
Huh?
Now, what good is one snowshoe?
Well, one what?
Snowshoe.
Is that a snowshoe? Why, shucks, no wonder Billy Hill beat me so badly whenever I played tennis with him.
Well, McGee, I've about exhausted all my impatience with you.
Why?
Packing all this useless stuff into that closet. How about these old books?
What old books? Why, let me see. Oh, them. Why, them's my correspondence course in taxidermy.
Taxidermy? Why on earth did you study taxidermy?
Well, how did I know that it meant stuffing animals? And there I was, stuck with my chauffeur's license, a city map, and a cabbie's cap.
Well, hurry up and put your playthings back in that closet.
Okay.
It looks terrible laying around here on the floor with that.
Oh, I'll get it. Hello? No, this is the residence of the McGees. You've got the wrong number. Oh, is that you, Bert?
Egad, every week the same thing.
How's every little thing, Mert? What say? Your Uncle Gulliver? Oh, that's too bad, Mert.
Oh, my.
And they ain't found the body yet, eh?
Oh, heavenly days, McGee, what happened?
Oh, Mert's uncle drove his car off a cliff and had to walk home. They found the trunk lid up in a tree, but they don't know where the chassis is. What say, Mert? Oh, that's okay, Mert. Everybody has the wrong number now and then, except Irving Berlin. Well, let's see now.
McGee, why are you saving this long stick of bamboo?
Why, Molly, that's got a very definite purpose. If I was offered a job as a sparring partner for Joe Louis, that's the 10-foot pole I wouldn't touch him with.
Oh, say, do you really think we can get all this stuff back into that closet?
Why, sure I can. I don't want anybody touching these things but me. They're too valuable.
Oh?
I've had done an hour ago without all these interruptions.
All right, you do that then. I've got work to do in the kitchen.
I'll get it. Dad Rabbit, I wish someone would crawl in through the window just for a novelty of it. Come in.
Well, hello there, McGee.
Oh, it's you.
Just thought I'd come in to tell you that, my goodness, what's all this mess?
Oh, just something out of my closet. I'm straightening it up. Hey, Gildersleeve, put that hatchet down.
I'll do no such thing. That's my Boy Scout hatchet you borrowed from me last summer.
Dead rabbit, it ain't nothing of the kind. That's my Boy Scout hatchet. Look at the insignia on the handle there. Owl Patrol.
Well, I belong to the Owl Patrol myself.
Oh, yeah? You and the Owl Patrol? Well, you don't even know the password of the Owl Patrol.
Who?
Well, somebody must have told you. Listen here, Gildersleeve, I bet you don't know a thing about scouting.
I do too. I was an Eagle Scout with 26 merit badges.
Oh, go on. Can you tie a sheepshank? Can you imitate the mating cry of the chimney swallow? Can you tell which way is north when you're lost in the woods?
Certainly.
How?
I face south and then I turn in the opposite direction. Quick.
Look, Gildersleeve, if you're really a scout, you can do your daily good turn by scramming out of here and let me finish putting this stuff back in the closet.
Well, all right, McGee.
Well?
You're sure that isn't my hatchet?
On my word of honor as a member of the Owl Patrol, Gildersleeve.
Well, all right, McGee. I'll see you later.
Okay.
Say.
Huh?
Could you give me that password again, will you?
Ooh.
Ooh.
He's no Boy Scout. That guy couldn't build a fire in a hayloft by rubbing 2 sticks of dynamite together. Come in.
Hello, folks.
Oh, hello, Mr. Wimple.
Hi, Wimp, old man. How's everything?
Oh, just peachy, Mr. McGee.
Well, you're looking very well, Mr. Wimple. Is your wife away?
No, but Sweetie Face has been working very hard on the new women's ambulance unit, Mrs. McGee.
The ambulance unit, eh?
Yep.
Is she a nurse or a driver, Wimple?
Neither one, Mr. McGee. She holds up the ambulance while the other girls crawl under it and make repairs.
Well, your wife is very strong, isn't she, Mr. Wimple?
Indeed she is. Why, do you know I've seen her tie a bow knot in a steel crowbar.
Gee, really?
Yes, sirree.
Wow.
I don't mind telling you, I had a terrible time getting it off, too. My neck was sore for weeks.
Well, there's one thing about your married life, Wimp. You never know what's coming next.
That's right. That's something to be thankful for, isn't it? But I really owe a lot to Sweetie Face.
Yeah?
She made me what I am today.
Ah, and what is that?
Oh, come now, Mrs. McGee. Let's not get clinical.
Well, bring her over sometime, Wimp. I'll get a red-hot iron and we'll play hot potato.
Oh, I just can't get her to go out anywhere socially, Mr. McGee. She says she'd rather stay home with her artwork.
Artwork? Does she paint too?
Oh, indeed she does. She did a wonderful painting of 2 moonshiners working down in the Kentucky hills.
Oh?
What'd she call it?
Still life. I'll never forget the time I asked her to make a painting of me.
And did she do it?
In a way, she did, Mrs. McGee. She gave me a beautiful shellacking.
I suppose she was just being playful.
Of course, of course. She has a grand sense of humor. One day I said to her, Sweetie Face, let's not play so rough. And she said, all right, Wallace, let's play beanbag. And I said, oh, dandy. And then everything went black.
What happened?
Oh, my. I never knew beans came in 100-pound bags. Well, good night, folks.
That poor fella.
Yeah, the way he gets pushed around, he must have come from a long line of wheelbarrows. Oh, well, I got to get the rest of this. That looks like about all of it. Yep, it's all packed in there. Boy, what a job. Hey, Molly! Molly!
What is it, McGee?
Look, I got all that stuff back in the closet all straightened out.
Splendid. McGee, just splendid.
And after this, when you want something out of there, let me get it out for you.
All right.
Yep.
But now that you've got the dictionary out of there, why don't you leave it out? We may need it.
Oh.
What's the matter?
I forgot to leave it out. I packed the dictionary back in there.
Oh, heavenly days.
Now here. Now you stay away from there. Now I know exactly where I put it. I can get it out without any problem.
Oh, no.
Molly!
Yes?
I found the dictionary. How do you spell annihilated?
Now look, McGee, that junk of yours is positively not going back in that closet.
Oh, yes it is.
Oh, no, it's not.
Oh, yes it is.
Well, all right then. But if it goes back in there, I'll arrange it myself. Now you keep your hands off of it this time.
You got to do it all by yourself?
I am.
Fine. As the fat lady says when she took off her corset, that lets me out.
Tain't funny, McGee. Good night now.
Good night.
You have just heard the Great Plains Radio Theater Project's production of Fibber's Closet, starring Bill McKinney as Fibber and Lynn Stanek as Molly. Russ Gifford was the great Gildersleeve. Andy Nelson was Andy, the Johnson's wax salesman. And Luca Sokup portrayed Teeny. Derek Hill played Wallace Wimple. I'm your announcer, Ralph Swain, speaking for the makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat, inviting you to be with us again next week for another episode of Fibber McGee and Molly. This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back our jazz singer, Kami Brown.
See the USA in your Chevrolet. America is asking you to call. Drive your Chevrolet through the USA. America's the greatest land of all. On a highway or a road along a levee, performance is sweeter, nothing can beat her. Life is completer in a Chevy. So make a date today to see the USA and see it in your Chevrolet.
This year's new line of Chevys are now on sale at your nearby Kneffler Chevrolet dealer. Our sales staff are ready to give you a great trade-in price on your current car and make you a deal you can't refuse with a brand new Chevrolet. So drive down to Kneffler Chevrolet in Sioux City and order a new Chevy in the color of your choice and with all the added options you want. Then see the USA in your Chevrolet.
See the USA in your Chevrolet. The Rockies way out west are calling you. Drive your Chevrolet through the USA, where fields of rolling we pass in review. Whether traveling light or with a load that's heavy, performance is sweeter, nothing can beat her. Life is completer in a Chevy. So make a date today to see the USA and see it in your Chevrolet.
Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for joining us for this performance of the Great Plains Radio Theater Project. And now the GPR cast and crew in alphabetical order: Kami Brown, Benji Cotter, Chad Gall, our fully acoustical sound artiste, Joshua Gall, Russ Gifford, Derek Hill, Gary Lewis, Bill McKinney, Andy Nelson, Kathy Fouch, Luca Sokup, Lynn Stanek, our audio technician, Maji Swain, our audio assistant and concessionaire, Isabella Swain, and Joe Ross, our ticket host. I'm your announcer, director for the Great Plains Radio Theater, Ralph Swain. You've been a wonderful audience. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you on the radio.